Hey everybody, I'm Cinnamon Cooney, your art Sherpa, and today I'm going to show you how to paint this stormy sunset. This was actually one of the polls from our website that you guys voted on what type of weather you'd like to paint, and it kind of won by a landslide. So I was like, oh, stormy sunset. This is what I came up with. On the mic today is my husband, John.
Hey guys.
We show brand new people how to paint acrylic paintings. If you've not painted before, we're a really great place for you to start. If you've been painting with us for a little while, you're going to love today's painting. And if you've just kind of wandered in because we popped up on your live notifications, hey, we teach art on YouTube for free live. How you doing?
It's very live.
Sit and stay a while. And if you're here on the replay, we love you. We're so glad that you took the time to come back, watch, and paint this. I cannot wait to see your paintings. And guess what, John?
Hi, time travelers. What's up?
We have some new places for you to share your paintings. After 3 years of you guys saying, hey, could you do this?
Oh, that's right.
We've added a Facebook group.
That's right.
So there's the Facebook page, The Art Sherpa, but there's also a group, The Official Art Sherpa, because there's a lot of mini groups, Art Sherpa. But this is The Official Art Sherpa. And I'm sure one of my amazing moderators, that's people with the wrenches, will be dropping links.
Just so you know, we have such a full house today. We blew right past. We are already Sherpa. We blew right past Sherpa in the first few seconds here. So we got
to raise the bar for Sherpa, man. Our army's getting all kind of big. Our army's like, woo!
I love coming out here and get to hang out with 320 of my closest friends. And we just like
that would be a big art class if we had to do this in person.
Can you imagine us in a field, like a little tribe of painters out there?
There'd have to be wildflowers in our field, though.
I think so.
There'd have to be wildflowers, right? In our field, and ribbons, and also little girls in white dresses dancing.
I think it would be a field of daisies because I like daisies.
You like daisies?
Yeah.
I like cosmos.
Yeah.
I do. I like that a lot. Okay, we teach painting
just went
too.
Off that, yep.
Besides chatting, we do teach painting step by step, fully explained. So if you've never painted before, you can follow along. Or if you haven't painted in a while, you can definitely complete this. This is a really fun painting. This is all about the layers. We're back to our ogres. So ogres and onions today.
Ogres and onions?
Ogres and onions today. Lots of layers. But you're going to find this is really, really satisfying. Couple of special tips. When you're doing this type of sunset and you've got these types of colors, you're going to need 2 jars of water.
It's a 2-jar?
So if you don't already have 2 jars of water, go get your second one because you're going to keep quarantine your colors. You're going to quarantine your yellows and oranges over here, and then you're going to quarantine your red and purples over here.
So this
and your brushes too. Everybody's going into quarantine. We're separating them up, red versus blue today.
So how many hoots does it become?
This is really not a lot of hoots. This is just a little bit of know-how.
Gotcha.
See what I mean? It's a little bit of know-how if you know how to do it. It's not a lot of hoots because it's just a really simple painting, but knowing to separate your colors, knowing how to get the drama and make it work, knowing that a T-square helps you make a nice... Whoop! I didn't drop that.
T-square tests
I'm not about
gravity.
to disappear off the screen. That's not happening. That's not happening. It's not happening. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. Don't report it to anybody. Shh. Okay. So T-square. If you're really good at an eye level, I kind of am not. So I use these little... This is from Michael's. I just get these inexpensive T-squares.
Yeah.
They're very functional, though. Ooh, and I have some big brushes today.
Ooh, big brush. I like those brushes.
Yes.
You have an unused and a used version.
I do. Well, I got a new one.
I like the used one.
I would say the really nice thing about having brush partners, brushes come in the mail.
I like how it turned out, though, how it's absorbed all the colors. Okay, so go
ahead. No, I really love this. So,
do your thing.
Okay, here's our 11 by 14 pre-gessoed canvas board. We do have picture-in-picture today. That John forgot to do, I can tell from his but that's okay because we're doing wishes. So while I'm doing wishes, John can locate... Oh, are you messing with me? He's messing with me. This is what marriage is like. You get here a long time and then people just know you well enough and know how to mess with you. All right, if you're very, very brand new here, we do on these, right now we're doing on boards. This is an acrylic board, gessoed, ready to go. And we like to put wishes in. That's just something I like to do and our light keepers like to do. You can choose to do it or not do it, as you see fit. Our first wish is from Brenda, and she had a couple of wishes, and they were both... I really just want to send so much love to where this is coming from. She had a wish for a little brush who's in hospice. And I'm just wishing that that child and that child's family is just surrounded by love and strength right now. That is just, I can't even imagine. And just angels just everywhere, just positivity around you. And then also their town needed some wishes because the town's grieving. They lost a fire chief and another child.
Yeah.
So just a rough time, and so just want to send some positivity that direction.
Big light and love to those guys.
You know, Frisky Christy, our own Frisky Christy. If you've been here for a while, you know Frisky Christy. If you just got here, you're gonna meet her really soon. She's going through surgery, and so she's a little freaked out about it, and she would like them to just come back and say nothing else.
Yes.
There's nothing else we have to say to you. She likes her medical people, but she'd like to be done.
Yeah, I'm with her. I totally understand.
Rhonda had a really sweet thing. Rhonda had a challenge that she wanted to challenge all of us to write the word imagine on all our canvases to increase world peace. I thought that was real sweet, so I wrote the word imagine. Kieran, Drip Drip's little brush Kieran, it's his birthday. He's far away from home, and she's just like wishing that he feels connected, because sometimes it's so hard to be away from family and loved ones when it's your birthday. So happy birthday.
Nice.
Jamie's husband. Jamie's husband's got some surgery coming up, and he's okay with it. She's feeling less okay, so we're just sending her some love and strength and confidence to know that he's surrounded by the best possible people, and he comes in and out, and it's just an eventless, boring surgery.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I wish everybody who's going into surgery, who hears this video, the most boring, routine, by-the-book surgery ever.
Yes.
With the most talented people and the better Jell-O. I wish you better Jell-O in your recovery. And then the last one, I think that's it.
I see. We're going to give you some real quick high fives out there. It's Gail's husband's birthday today.
Happy birthday, Gail's husband!
So out, happy birthday there. And there's a lot of light keepers out here that are capturing the wishes, because there's a lot more wishes coming up here in chat too. So thank you.
You can always go to our website, www.TheArtSherpa.com, to our wish form and leave a wish there, and we try to catch those before the paintings. Remember, if you see a wish that touches your heart, you can add it to your own painting.
Mm-hmm.
Wishes don't have to be serious. They can be stuff like, I just wish there were more butterflies this spring, and that's okay too.
I wish I get to go bowling this weekend.
Yes.
I would like to see some more bowling action.
Do you want more bowling?
Is
that a commentary? Are you telling me that we need to bowl?
My bowling shoes have begun to go dry. They need to be,
He just likes games he can win at. All right, we're going to come over to the paint. Yeah, that's how this art class. This is just like art class, except it's free, and you're allowed to walk out anytime you like and get a snack, and you're allowed to pause the teacher.
Yes,
so
you can.
It's an improvement on art class. I've got titanium white here. I got two plops because I like just to keep some clean white space. In the center here, this is my favorite stuff. This is acrylic glazing liquid gloss. It just went through a rebranding. So I think it's now just a gloss acrylic glazing liquid with a nice kind of golden on the side. Regardless, this is the stuff.
Yeah.
Completely worth it. It's a glaze and a retarder. It slows down the drying time on my paint and allows me to glaze. I'm wishing I found this stuff 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So this is why I tell you about it, because it makes my job easier. Dog's-Eating Purple. And then this is Naphthol Red Medium, which I always mistakenly call Naphthol Crimson because I have a problem. I'm seeking help. I have Indian Yellow. This one I had so many questions about exchanges. If you already have Australian Sienna, that's pretty much the same thing. This is the yellow sienna. There's an Azo Gold that's kind of close to this. And there's some mixes I posted a couple places for that. This is CAD Yellow Medium. Mm-hmm. And remember, Hansa Yellow or Hue is a perfect exchange for that.
Now, before you run off there.
I'm not going to run off anywhere. I'm going to have a sip of coffee.
What's the last one? You have white there?
White.
Okay.
2 whites.
Now, the golden, what do you call that stuff in the middle?
Well, they've changed the name, but it's I think it's now Gloss Acrylic Glazing Liquid.
How long does that extend the drying time?
They give you the exact amount. I think it's something like 40%.
Jamie was asking here in chat.
Yeah, and it's probably on the thing.
But you use it because it's hot in here, and that just helps it so that you don't have to.
You know what? But I use it wherever I go now.
That's true. You like the glazing effect.
It just makes everything flow and not dry, and then I can glaze too. And so it used to be I had to have a glaze medium, which let me do transparent glazes, and I had to have a retarder, something that opens the paint, slows down the drying time. And so this is 2-in-1. I love a 2-in-1. I'm a 2-in-1 girl. I won't even lie to you here. All right, we're gonna start kind of roughing this in.
Okay.
And I'm going to kind of smooth out my words here, start blending them in, because I used a colored pencil today. So I'll have to
So is that?
It's not as dispersant into water.
Now, normally you try to use
watercolor pencil or chalk pencil, but I couldn't find one, John.
Oh, you couldn't?
No, I was being weird today.
I know someone who I'm going to call.
All right, I'm not going to use my brand new brush. So I like to have two because there's this blending thing I like to do. And I'm going to show you some cool tricks here. But first, we're going to rough this in.
You're going to do dual brush techniques?
I'm going to do dual brush, man. I'm getting crazy. I'm going to go ninja
You're like
on you.
Donatello.
It's really not that hard, and you can use any two brushes that you have. So I'm going to get my white going first. And I've added my glazing liquid. You could thin it with water, because, I mean, acrylic paint thins with water, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm going to come here.
And you're just going to put a little white
kind of, if this were the center, just to the right of the center. Adding the white first. And I'm making sort of an egg shape or a column that I'm going to be working into, which is why I put the glazing medium in there. This is some cool stuff, man. Oil painters are going to be like going, uh-oh. No, this is our jam, man. Don't let the acrylic artist do it. No way. But we're gonna roll right up on their jam.
It's really cool. I really liked...
so you're watching me paint white on a white canvas. I'm not messing with you. This is not April Fool's.
Surprise!
I'm going to get some...
Why can't I see video?
Indian yellow. Listen, and if you really didn't have Indian yellow, just use the yellow you have, because this is a tonal painting, which means it's more about the values of lights and darks and the colors involved. So I'm going right in here where I had this white, some glazing liquid. See that nice thing? And then I'll just...
see, now we can start seeing some of the color going down.
Yeah, now you kind of see it, but I'm leaving some of this lightness in here. And I'm dusting. I really like this because there's this sort of like la 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 la. I feel like one of the characters from Disney. And I'm going to take this right down to the front because I know that's going to be light. And I'm having some fun there. Now I'm going to wipe this off on my towel. I don't know if I'm going to use my second brush. I probably am though. But I'm wiping this off. This is really fun for me. I kill a lot of towels. But see, it's gotten almost all the paint off.
So you like that the dry brushing technique?
I do. I'm going to get some red on the edges of my brushes here. See, it's just tipping. I'm going to pull it over here. Make it orange. Come here. And then I'm going to just add some of this. This is our underpainting, believe it or not. We're going to really come and work this quite a lot.
Can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Rochelle was asking, what is glazing? Can you explain what that is?
Glazing is where, that's about the transparency of paint. So when I'm glazing, I'm taking a very transparent paint, like a plate of glass, and I'm layering colors. Have you ever taken colored cellophane and you layer? Oh my gosh, my nails are a hot mess. Don't comment on it. I know. I see it now. I see it, YouTube. I see it.
Everyone leave a comment on what color fingernail polish Cinnamon should be using in the next video.
Oh, my God. I've been working this week, guys. I don't want to tell you. I just couldn't do hands.
It is now
it's a thing.
Now I've got a reason why I can give her a hard time.
Oh,
so thank you.
Man. Anyway, so if you've ever layered colored cellophane, that's kind of what it is, but you're doing it with paint. Mm-hmm. And it's the color showing through the color on top of it that creates the values.
Yeah.
So you can see how we're making this keyhole, this light keyhole.
That's really cool.
Isn't it fun? I enjoy it so much. Makes me very happy. Happy on a Tuesday. 'Cause I like to paint. So I'm not as chatty when I'm painting in the studio with just John, but I do sing. Not that I should sing, but I do. And you should too.
Convert to manual focus there so it stops wobbling around.
What?
My camera was giving me trouble.
Was it?
It was like...
Tell it to knock it off. No, I'm just kidding.
I very nicely...
I'm pulling out just my Naphthol right now. And I'm getting some of my glaze.
You just dipped right into you just added more Naphthol to that because it just really popped that up.
Yeah, I did. I just added some more Naphthol on just this corner right here. So you see I'm just kind of creating this portrait sort of space, this keyhole. I can go across, but I'm going to mostly just... This is the underpainting, and as I layer these glazes, it's really, really going to help me.
Now, the layer underneath there, I'm going to zoom in on that right-hand side there while you're working on that.
Okay.
Because that under layer is still wet, isn't it?
Yes, it's still wet because of the glazing. And so this is what oil painters sometimes have.
Now, down in the lower left
that we don't get. I got to rinse this out. When you have big brushes, be sure and clean them out right away because these are expensive. This type. I have some stiff nylons that I really like that I recommend too.
Oh, those are, yeah, I've seen you use those.
Those are very economical.
Yes.
these are my cutters. They're not economical, but they're awesome. So, that's how things are. Ooh, I've got my new one. So I have a clean, dry, soft brush here. And I can go over everything, as you will see. It's still wet. And look at that. I can blend it a little bit. Oh. If I feel like it, which you might. You could use any brush you want.
And you do see oil painters do this technique a lot.
Yeah. They like this jam. This is their I can blend forever.
Now you could... They
all talk like that too. No, it's not. I'm just kidding. Oil painters don't be like, hey!
Now, you can do the same thing with a stiff white nylon. It just takes a little more work, huh?
Yeah, It just, they're just a little not as robust. I'm leaving Bristles. And sometimes people don't, this is Bristles. So this comes from somebody that was, a being.
Well, I think that those are...
I'm just saying, for the vegans, you want the stiff white nylon. But an interesting fact I've learned, because I've been learning so much about the paint industry, is that animals are not killed specifically for the paint industry in a way. It's always they have to source from some other of it going on for some other reason, and they source from those locations and just pay them extra money. It's an interesting thing I didn't know.
It is.
I didn't know. Now I know. Now you know, because we know things now together. So, yay. That little thing there. And I'm just making sure I'm protecting my little brushes here so that when I rinse them out later, they're happy. I don't want them to be unhappy. So when I have that in, right, now I've got my little keyhole. It's very vibrant. I'm very excited about it. You know what I'm going to do now? I'm going to sippy sippy. How you guys doing?
Oh, they're doing so good. We have a full house out here. We've got over 440 people here now.
Nice. Everybody. That's a lot. Are your kids on spring break? Mine are.
Oh, yeah. They're still piling in here. This is really great. So I wanted to say thank you guys for coming and hanging out with us. You know what? While Cinnamon's standing here, give her a little dance music. And I have to remember, you guys, thank you for coming and hanging out with us. We love having you. Do
the water mist. It's a new date. No, it's not.
Don't forget to stop by TheArtSherpa.com, www.TheArtSherpa.com. Sign up for our chat. Sign up for all of the, we got forums and stuff going on out there. Lots of fun stuff happening. Our shop.TheArtSherpa.com. Do all the social stuff.
And Facebook group.
We have our new Facebook group, but the most important thing is share your stuff with us. We love seeing all of your work. We love seeing the puffins and all of the steampunk girls and the beer mugs and the clovers, everything, guys. It's just been so nice seeing.
I'm gonna dry my painting, babe.
Okay, you dry your painting. I know you got to do that. Look at that. See, she could have been dried earlier. And now I wouldn't be all out here running out of things to say. You know what? We're just going to make more dancing. So thank you guys again. We love having you. Come out and join the Facebook group that's for the Art Sherpa. We have the big Art Quest stuff coming together, right? That's all coming. They just dropped some links there in the group, in the chat. We'll make sure that we put those together in the description below for all you time travelers who are just coming in here. And, I'm all just sort of like, I will tell her that you guys love her braids. There's been a lot of comments on that, so I'll let her know as soon as she comes back in here that, matter of fact, looks like she's about done. So, no, she's messing with me now. Now she's just, yeah. And of course, I've run out of all the things to say, so I can... say thank you guys again, because I don't know what else to talk about. I have some tea, which you guys can't see. And, yeah. So I'm going to go out here and I'm going to look at chat because, my gosh, they're so... Oh, look, Cinnamon. Oh, no, she's messing with me. You know that she just turned that off and then back on to totally mess with me. Okay. Yes, I love tea too, Mona. Let's see, I'm going to read the chats. It says, hello from West Virginia. It is cold out there. That's kind of surprising. And Emily from Ireland. Hi, how you doing? And there's snowflakes blowing out. Oh, you know what? The Texas snowflake machine was left with some Texas snowflake juice in it before we left for NAMTA, and so I have to clean it. And you left me alone for a long time.
Well, the interesting thing about glazing liquid is it slows down the drying time of paint.
It does, and I was all just like,
even with the hairdryer.
And now they all know you're messing with me because you're like turning the off and then on and then.
No, I just had to change the temperature.
Oh, so
I'm not even messing with them. I just was like, so I like to start out with a high temperature when I'm drying and then take it to a cool temperature. In my hands.
Yeah, your hands.
This is when my nails are a hot mess.
So they love your hair.
Thank
They think
you.
your pigtails are fantastic.
Thank you.
I completely ran out of things to do. I was like,
did you?
I don't know what to say without my wife here.
I think you're fine. You're like, I don't think I'm fine.
You don't know. It's like one day she's going to watch the reruns and be like, oh, man. Oh, I didn't know. You're just.
No, it's okay. I like it. So you're going to use a chalk piece. You people at home, chalk. Do chalk.
Chalk.
Like kids' chalk or something, right? So it vanishes into your paint.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to use something so you can see my line. I have made a line 4 inches from the bottom. This is relative to the size of my canvas. And I'm using my T-square to get this horizontal line.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I bother with this is that water is leveling, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as long as the manufacturer made a square canvas, I'm good. Because your horizon line should be level, right?
Mm. Right. Yes, generally speaking.
Generally speaking. I have a number 10 bright here. You can always check on your brush. It's number 10. It says the word bright. This particular is a black pearl. This has a synthetic filament. These are called Bristlons. Just as an interesting fact. It reminds me of Mighty Mouse. And it has a firm flick. It's soft enough to do blending, but it has a firm flick, which means it's going to work okay with acrylic paint. If the brush got any softer than this, it wouldn't paint well.
Gotcha.
And now I'm going to start putting in my wonderful little crazy glazy clouds. Crazy glazes. And my favorite part is to work the center first.
Okay.
That's just the part I like. I'm going to get a little of my glaze. And I'm going to get a little of my clean Australian sienna. I'm going to make quite a light color. And I'm going to come with another sort of back and forth. And here's what I do. I'll try to do it slow-mo. I go brush, and then I flip, and I kind of brush back. See, I'm rolling it in my fingers. It's not that you have to do it this way. I'm just trying to be very transparent about what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Right? You could get the paint down a whole bunch of different ways. This is just what I'm doing. And I'm trying to have a keyhole, a center, and this is why I like to have the reference photos up. You know, have that nice reference photo up for you guys so that you guys can look at these shapes. Think of it as like a map line. In the same way you might observe a map line, think about those shapes.
Oh, yeah.
I'm grabbing some just Australian sienna. And I'm going to come right here where these two are blended and push this out. See what I'm doing? With just the Australian sienna. We're going to be glazing for a while. Gliding and glazing. Happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy. For those of you that painted Ren and Stimpy with us, you're smiling right now. I'm going to take a little strip of this over here. So clouds and sunset clouds can be really overwhelming for people.
Now, why is that? Is that because of the repeating thing?
I think it's because people have a concept of cloud that's symbolic instead of literally what it is, which is these random shapes. So they tend to, their right brain and their left brain ends up in an epic death bat match to the end.
Yeah.
Of like the left brain says clouds look like this, fluff, 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 fluff. And your right brain says, no, man, this cloud's like this, man. You're not listening to me, left brain. You're not listening at all. When I talk to you, you don't respect my space. Left brain says, shut up. With your feelings and your, it feels like this. So, yeah, I have voices that I have in my head. That's cool. So I'm dusting a little of this dark value out here, saying that there's a little bit of a shadow. Things to think about clouds is they have shapes, and they're always, always lit. So they always have a shadow and a highlight. They're not a flat object.
If they're not lit, you can't see them.
If they're not lit, you don't see that. That's right. So I've got a nice, I'm enforcing my keyhole right there, aren't I? I'm enforcing my keyhole. And I'm going to come here, I'm going to switch when I get into the water. And I'm going to do horizontal strokes back and forth. Isn't that interesting? I'll just take that down. It doesn't really matter because when I put the little water line in, it'll just be nice that I have this basis kind of already happening. Like, man, it's already happening. It's already developing. It's already popular. It's trending. Popular. I knew it before you knew it. Sorry. In a particularly lovely mood today.
Yes, you are.
I am. I love lovely mood days. I love
it's a lovely day. It is. Just lovely. And you know what? I'm going to give art high fives to all of our moderators who are out there.
Yeah.
Huge crew of moderators out there.
Hardest working mods on YouTube.
Well, yeah, I've seen Frisky Christy and Flame and Colleen and Kim Sim and CPG was here. Chris Plays Games was here. And Mona
did he come by and say hi?
Mm-hmm. I saw him earlier today. And Alan, of course, is here. And I saw I thought I saw Kim Mayberry here earlier too. So she may be floating around.
I just did a rinse out while you're...
So, art high fives to all you guys. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us.
So this here is now declared my yellow water.
There's Mark and Ethel.
Hi, Mark and Ethel. This here, hi, Mark and Ethel. I'm declaring this my yellow water.
Oh, that's your yellow.
Which
that's
means
right. Sorry.
This will be my purple and red water. And likely this brush will end up sticking with the oranges and reds. So we're working on the color wheel now, aren't we? All that color wheel work that we did in the Big Art Quest 2016 is coming out. I'm just hoping some people join me for About Face 2017. That quest starts Thursday. All right. I'm going to get some red over here. I'm going to pull it out. I'm going to pull out a little of my yellow that I have here. I'm going to get my glaze on.
Your glaze.
I'm going to get my glaze on.
Get that glaze in.
I'm going to look at the shape of my clouds and just try to the degree that I can, work that out.
Oh, we're going to put some...
Now, this is just a bunch of glazing and blending and all of that, right?
So you're just
That's
laying
what we're
some
doing.
paint in there.
I'm going to take a little bit out here and saying this is a little bit dark there. Like you do.
Like you do.
Like you do. Everybody does it, don't you know?
I don't.
Yes, you do. At this point, you know. You
I
didn't
just
used to know,
watch.
but now let's be honest. Now you know.
The
more you know.
I would consider myself a power lurker.
A power learner?
No, a power lurker.
A power lurker. I
Yeah.
think CPG's a power lurker. But that's okay. I come into his thing all the time, and I'm a power lurker. Sometimes because, like, you know, I have gaming opinions, but even among my own kind, they're radical gaming opinions, so I don't always feel like I can just, like, share my thoughts. So sometimes I power lurk. I like to go into other people's lives and power lurk, too.
Yeah.
I could be in your life.
You go into all of the retro channels and go, why don't you play more Herzog's Why? They're like, dude, no.
Dude, no. No, dude.
No. We're not doing it.
So, yeah. If you wanted a quiet, no talking class, does not be that.
Oops.
But we do have those, of course.
Yeah. They're generally more VOD-ish.
More VOD. We're a little quieter on the VOD. And it's fun. It's okay. I love doing these, like, more drilled down lessons, more package lessons, but I love my time with my community.
Yeah,
I just love it.
They both are. I like doing both of those.
I'm really enjoying the Facebook group right now because it's such early days.
Yes.
And early days are such good days. So I'm just trying to, what I'm doing here, how I get my cloud shapes, one of the ways that I do this is I look for the outer line, right? And I imagine it like a road on a map, and I try to trace that out. You know, anything you can do to keep, your brain dealing with what it is, it will help you. It will help you. It will, I promise. All right, now fun thing I'm going to do here. I'm going to get, well, actually, no, I'm not going to do it yet. I'm not going to do that fun thing.
What are you going to do?
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. You don't get it. You don't get it. All right, I'm going to work this color here. And then I'm going to put in my mountains. Purple Mountains Majesty. Almost forgot my glazers. Glaze on. Get your glaze on, man.
Get your glaze on.
Get your glaze on. Chances are I will even come and adjust this a little bit later. But right now I'm just trying to lay in the foundation of this incredible... It's like the sun is making a path across the water up to the beach. Several people said that they were going to add people to the beach, which I thought was a really good idea. I almost added a girl with like a scarf.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then I just thought, oh no, I will let people put in what they want to put in. Plus, we're going to be doing so many girls and faces on Big Art Quest. So many. And guys, too. We're not going to be gender specific. We love everybody.
Now, why are you doing this technique with a bright instead of like a cloud brush or a scrubber brush?
Well, one, look, my clouds that are coming, these are going to make this so easy.
That's a different...
That is a super scumble, man. No scumble has ever been on the face of the earth that cool. But...
This is how you do it with a regular brush.
This is how we do it with a regular brush. I don't want to really demo those too much until people can just go out and get them, because when they see what they can do, they're going to freak out.
Yeah.
I mean, I think regular artists are going to freak out. Not just the people painting with me. There's going to be some artists that are like, wait, what? Who said what? Made what brush? Did what? I'm going to be like, yeah. But, yeah, that happened.
But this is just, you're showing
I expect to be hugged at local art shows. I expect artists to come up and go, thank you so much. It's scumbled perfectly.
Now, you're
somebody heard my soul.
But you don't, this is, you can totally pull this technique off using just a regular bright.
Yeah, this is a bright.
Yeah,
this one is just a bright, and I'm just right now what I'm doing is I'm laying in the foundation. This is, remember, Ogres and Layers?
Yes.
Right? This is a simple painting with a lot of layers. This is all this is, and this is why this stuff really throws new painters off so badly. Really, all it is that they're just not aware of the number of layers required to achieve it, or the fact that they need 2 jars of water and quarantine brushes. Speaking of, rinse your brush out, and remember, this brush has been contaminated by the yellow.
Ah.
Now you can find, just so I don't mix them up, I'm going to get a number 8 here, because that's going to help me remember. Or maybe I can even switch to my other brand of brush I like to use, right? I'm just trying to sit there and say, hey, man, I got to change this up, okay?
Just use a different...
Yeah. So I'm going to get it wet, and I'm going to come and I'm going to get some just pure red. Pure Naphthol goodness.
Gotcha.
Maybe even come over here. Pure Naphthol. Huh. I'm not even done with all this either. I got to come back with some cad yellows. There's some stuff, but I'm just creating these cloud layers is what I'm doing. I'm going to just bring this over. This corner right up here is a little bit darker. So I got to make sure that I'm talking about that in that corner. In this corner is Naphthol Red. Mighty little Naphthol coming up on the sides.
I'm going to see what I can do here.
Is it blowing out or something?
No. Oh. We are just experiencing a little bandwidth issues, so I'm trying to see. Yeah, we're going to see what we can do here while we're working on that.
Is it doing the pixelation thing where I'm being brilliant and it pixelates?
I'm not sure. So I'm going to see what I can do here real quick. And
okay.
See how I can help things out. I think it may be getting better here. So
do we need to take their TV away?
Yeah, we're gonna do it.
Take the kids' TV away. Sorry. Are we gonna be okay? Should I keep teaching? All right. So I'm gonna keep pulling the red out. That's the only thing that's rough about doing these live is that I can control how I plan the lesson in practice, but sometimes it's very hard to control how. The internet connection is in our neighborhood. There's a lot of construction, what the backbone is like, even though we really tried to get the best internet that we could to help us. Sometimes people think it's YouTube, but it's really often very rarely actually YouTube for connectivity. That's one thing they got down. I mean, it is Google, right? It is Google. All right. Hopefully John is coming up with something. I'm right here up in this upper right corner. And I'm just adding that next layer of glaze, just deepening that up. I'm getting deep, man.
Deep into it.
Deep. I mean, like...
I think everything's okay now.
I feel like I'm being so funny, and then it's going to pixelate, and then no one's going to know.
It is... We're doing everything we can. If things get too bad, I can always throw up a link to the locally recorded one. But I think everything is going okay.
Okay, that's a good one. We are locally recording it?
Yes, we are.
Yay. All right. That's pretty cool. Pretty darn cool. Now guess what I'm going to do?
What's that?
Put out a little more of my Naphthol.
Oh, good.
If I can find it. There you are. I got to get another tube of this. Time to head over and get a tube. Oh. So if you were properly doing this, which I don't, this is a do as I say, not as I do, you would clean this every time you put out paint. Because if you don't, you get what I have here, this hot mess. It's a problem I have. I'm going to add some red and purple together. This is Dog's purple. And you'll see I'm getting this sort of deep, and I'm going to avoid this because there's yellow over there. I'm going to come over here.
Ooh, got some yellow.
I got some yellow. And I'm going to start adding this to the corner. This sort of red and purple. This is the shadow that I'm doing. And it's so nice. I love it. I love it. Done there. But I'm going to come down here. Get some more. I'm going to just definitely make sure that I'm doing this. I'll come down to at least about an inch above, though it's way past what I need for my effect. Here's my glaze. And you can see how the glaze is letting the red kind of glow through. Then it looks like an ember. Then it looks like the water is on fire. And that's what I really love. Like ember. Anybody watching The Magicians?
I think a lot of people are, actually.
I hope so.
We had a whole bunch of people talking about that in there earlier.
Yeah, Ember.
Oh,
Ember really got them all, didn't he? With his little...
Ooh. And we have people from all over the world who are coming in to hang out with us.
Awesome! Welcome. So glad to have you here.
So Baram says hello from Pakistan.
Awesome.
And, I saw some folks from Nova Scotia who were with us, and I saw a couple folks from Ireland.
Hello. So I'm going to bring this down a little bit lower than I did over here, but I'm still keeping the trick with the water always is to keep it kind of horizontal. And again, believe it or not, we're still just glazing.
We're still just glazing?
We're just glazing away. And again, you would never know this is a new painter. Not hard, lots of layers. Not hard in any way. Lots of layers. So I'm just going and laying in and darkening this color, because this is really like a keyhole, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm just enforcing that. I'll take a little bit out here. I like to call this a Jackie Chan. I drunken monkey out into my sky.
And that's just...
Because I'm random.
You're
unpredictable,
being random.
like clouds and Jackie Chan.
New Zealand. Hey, New Zealand.
New Zealand gets clouds.
Crazy.
They know what I mean. I don't know if that's true. I've never been to New Zealand. I just said that. I know they have big, scary spiders on YouTube the size of dinner plates that people vacuum up into Dysons. And also that the hobbits live there.
Oh, I think I say...
Kiwis. I know about that. Those birds, they're awesome. I should paint one of those.
Bayram.
I haven't done a koala either.
Bayram?
Mm-hmm.
Bayram. So I think that's how you pronounce her name. Yeah.
I hope so. Forgive us if not.
I'm literally, this is truly live on the fly, and
So it's not John's good jam. We won't even lie to here. Now I'm going to get some just straight purple here. I'm going to get some straight purple, and I'm going to enforce a little bit this corner.
Over there.
Just a little bit, not too much.
A little bit over there.
And it comes off chromatically, almost as black, but it's not. It's like purple. It's really cool. And then when you see it in the light, it'll be like, oh, it's totally purple, man. What's going on? Oh, no, dude, it's just my purple. My purple is showing and stuff, so that's like a thing. I'm just putting it in a couple places. I'm creating these shadows. And this is your goal as an artist, just to create the shadows. Be easy with yourself if you don't regularly landscape or do clouds. It can take a few clouds. I'm coming over here from the right-hand side, pulling this deep, dark streak into it. And what's nice is, and hopefully the camera's picking this up, the glaze is letting so much of what's underneath through, isn't it?
Yeah.
And so that's creating kind of this like water effect. We're going to exploit that in a minute in this really cool way. In a minute, man. We're going to exploit it. But first, what we're going to do is in our quarantined clean water, rinse this out. All right, because we don't want these things to interact, man.
No.
I'm going to pull some Dogs Eating Purple because this is essentially my darkest color. I'm going to make sure I can get to the edge of my painting. If I can't, I'll flip the canvas over, but I can here. And I'm going to come about 2.5 inches up from the top. And I'm going to wander down a beach line.
Ah.
And it's going to be at an angle because my little waves are at an angle. All right, and I'm going to start just painting that in.
That makes sense.
My dark purple. The glaze is letting what's underneath come through. So it feels like there's a reflection effect happening here. Oh, glazing is powerful, isn't it? You build and build and build till something magical happens. People get so impressed when you glaze paintings. They're like, how did you do that? My brain is exploding. I don't get that. So, you know, sometimes like student paints are really amazing at this because they're kind of already glazes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So you just work to the strengths of what you've got.
Yeah.
You know, you work your own strengths and you... So where I have waves, I'm going to have to definitely shade. That's the trick about waves coming into a shore is you want to do the shadow under the wave coming in.
Mm-hmm.
And to do that, I know I want another little wave rippling here. And I'm going to have to come back and paint highlights and shadows on it in a minute. So I'm going to take it, I've loaded my purple on here. And I'm going to just add another little wave.
Oh, yeah.
See him there? He's just coming down. I'm going to add a little more purple over here. Super dark. And you can see it's just layering. But yet the red is glowing through.
Yeah.
And that's important. And I'm going to come under here with some purple. Just make sure this is my darkest value that I could possibly get on my painting. Am I done? No, I'm not. Because I'm going to come and get back into my red a little bit. Look at me go. I'm just busy. Back into my red. And then you're going to do something kind of cool without getting any of your... You don't want any of this purple into your yellow. So now I've got a little red in it and a little purple. Look at that gorgeous color. I'm going to come and I'm going to add just a smidge. Just a dusting of this. Just stunning color. Look how light I am. So this is such a light brush there, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, yeah, you might have some here. And
I'm going to give
as if the sun is lighting the inside of that cloud.
I want to give a quick shout out. I see some of our community hanging out here. I see Jirip and Honor is here.
Hi, Honor!
And oh my gosh, I see Nicole and Tanya and I saw Raven is here.
Hi, Raven.
A lot of our friends are here today, so it's really nice to see you guys. Good to see you, Honor. Nice for joining us. And Gail, how you doing? Tanya,
Hi, Gail.
Lynn, and Rachel.
Gail gave me her. She's like, your mom totally had the same idea. And I was like, wait, what? She painted sunset? And then I was like, oh, no. She painted a beach. Because we're all so busy working, sometimes we don't know what anybody's doing, honestly.
Yeah.
So it's hard to keep up. So you can see I've just created these highlights, right? But where else could I use these? These are so beautiful. I'd hate not to have them. I'm going to come into my water with some of these.
Now, can you talk about the differences between heavy and soft body paints?
So heavy bodied paint has a structure ingredient in it, like a polymer. You'd have to talk to the chemist to get the exact chemistry of how it works. But what it does is when it dries, it holds its shape. It doesn't shrink. It doesn't reduce. The brush strokes stay in it. Its painterly effect stays in it. Soft body paint is a self-leveling paint, and that's again about the polymer that they use. And so even if you paint it thick, as it dries, it will flatten out and smooth out.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's all that's going on. All right, see me just kind of, I'm just doing some of that there, making my water sort of interesting.
Yeah.
Got a little interesting in my water. Just a little interesting, man. And I'm going to even Under here, I'm going to take, under this lip, I want it to be more glazy, so I'm going to come get some glaze on me.
Yeah.
But I'm going to come here, and I'm going to just add a little bit of this under my wave, this little weird purple. Where'd that go? Not interesting how that did.
Yeah.
And then out here, I'm going to kind of do this sort of like, oh, this little water effect. See, dusting. Maybe into here a little bit. Coming over to the right, dusting lightly. You know, feel like you can. Feel like you can.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to rinse this out. This quarantined purple brush. Now, as I'm working, I'm going to get another small brush. I'm going to change up the bristle on it so I can really recognize that I'm not mixing up my brushes, because I really, really want them separate. I'm going to add some more drama here, put a little mountain in.
Okay.
So I'm going to get some of my red, and I'm going to take it over my cad yellow. Uh-oh. Probably shouldn't have glazed there, but I did, so that's what happened. And I'm going to make a little mountain.
Yeah.
I'm going to come over about a 1/4 inch on the side, and I'm going to wander up a little mountain. I'm going to carry it down low by the water's edge here. And I'm just going to have this going. Now this whole mountain is going to be my reds and yellows. So I know I'm wanting to keep my brushes separate, right?
Yeah.
A little more yellow there. See, warm this mountain up on the inside. It's distant, so it's faded. It's not real bright, right?
Yeah.
Across this waterway. But as I come out to this outer edge, very carefully avoiding my purple, I'm going to get some brighter red to strengthen in my mountain. Just the red. No contamination. Keep the contamination out. But this is what happens to people, is they don't know they have to keep their water separate, and they don't know that they have to keep... What you're really trying to avoid is the yellow from the purple, because they're contrasts, and they'll gray each other out. And so it's super important that you're... I'm going to get some yellow here, and a little of my red. And just come right here and just make sure that this is quite light right here, like you'd want. Not nice? Red. It's just fun to sort of find it. Find it, find it, find it. That's what I'm always trying to do, is find it, find it, find it. And I'm looking. I'm searching. Searching for the composition, and I'm searching for how I really, really want this to be.
Gotcha.
Well, I've got this here. I'm going to come here along the top of this wave.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure that I've got a little reflection on top of the wave that's happening. And even here. All right. So, because we're creating these values, get some glazing going. Glazing, man. Glazing the glazing. And so the glaze of the yellow goes over the purple. You want to make sure your purple's dry enough that it's not dragging with you. And if it does, all you do is rinse it out and not be stressed about it. Let's get some of this cad in here. Let's glaze in some of this cad.
Yeah.
So I've got my cad. And because it's such a vibrant yellow, when I layer it over in this space, I'm going to come up above my little mountain, it just pops. It pops like nothing. You know, it's so funny, there's a paint company that just came out with CAD-free colors, which I just cracked up because I'm like, well, all student paint is CAD-free, and then anything that says hue is CAD-free. You pay a lot of money for your cadmium. That's not something that just accidentally wanders in your paint. It's very expensive. You know, and there's other great colors. They're not necessarily cheaper, but there's options, right? Like Pero Red is as vibrant as Cad Red, maybe even more, but that's Ferrari Red. That's the most expensive red in the world. Right?
It used to be for sure.
Huh?
It used to be for sure.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just like, it's not going to save you money. It's just if you're concerned about cadmium, you can get the same professional quality, right? I'm going to scumble this a little bit here. I'm just having some fun talking about this keyhole. Are you having fun with your keyhole? I'm having fun with my keyhole. So weird. It sounds perverse. I'm taking this back here. There's just, you know, I can speed through this and, you know, half paint it and make it 20 minutes long. Or I can show y'all how to do it. I love showing y'all how to do it.
I noticed you were just sort of using that to blend in some of the wishes you had underneath the canvas there.
Yeah.
Just kind of off they go.
Yep, they just go. It all just disappears. It all just takes its own life of its own. I'm gonna I love working my water. Water is where I love my jam in water, and so I'm gonna make sure I've got this here. I'll go ahead and put some little light there. It's gonna really be about this like amazing reflection. Now I've got all this yellow on, but I'm gonna start getting I'm gonna pull some just white out, and in the center, my brush is tinted, but I'm really pulling my white out. Right? I'm just really popping that just a little bit, like you do. Just having some fun, you know?
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna definitely gonna come down the center. I'm not done. There's so much.
There's so many little layers to this.
There's just so many little layers where it starts to really pull together and feel like itself. And what I really love is when I can really, I'm gonna get maybe a little of my Indian yellow in here and my white. I'm gonna come along with this. This is a number 6 bright. This is a number 6 Bristlon bright. I'm gonna add just a little highlight to the top of this wave, like there's a little bit of a white foam happening. Right? And the same here. Create these shadows and these highlights. And then right here, I'm going to add just a little bit of this light reflection coming on the second wave. See that?
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to keep messing with it. We're not done. We're not done.
We're not done.
You're not done. Because the water still needs some love. We're going to get into this cad yellow here. We want some bright orange. We're going to come here and really play with this corridor. I love playing with the corridor. We're almost done, actually, though. We are actually almost done, which always makes me sad when I come to the end of a painting.
Yeah. But I like how it's going. It's looking so good.
Bringing this down into the second wave. Just having fun, you know. Love your painting. Love your painting. Love it. And it's okay to take a little bit of that into your the water ripple. Grab some just Indian yellow just while I'm having fun. Stand back, take a look. I'm going to wipe my brush off. I'm going to get a little more of my white. Make sure that I'm really just playing with what I've got. Every time you do this, there should be something else that occurs to you, that happens for you in the painting. I'm going to rinse this out. I'm going to get my other purple. Remember my purple quarantine brush?
Yep.
It's quarantined.
Your quarantine purple
He's
brush.
quarantined.
And now what do you do?
I'm going to take a teeny bit of my purple over to my red and get that wonderful color again. And I'm going to add a lot of white to it. Because there was this area in this water that I really loved that had this really yummy color. And I didn't want to lose it. This lavender. Thought it was really important. Pulled out. Liked it. And you'll have things like that. You're like, oh, I really like that. I don't want to lose that. That's important to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll put it back. You know, you're looking for what worked for you. I'm going to put that back. I'm going to get my my red out in my...
Your red yellow?
The Indian yellow. And I'm going to just make sure that I've got a nice deep value happening between these two spaces. And I'm just being fussy here, and it's okay to be fussy. Let me pull this out here. It is okay to be fussy, you know, with your painting, with your way, with what you're doing. It's just perfectly acceptable to do that because this is your story that you're telling. This is your little wave on a beach rolling up. Look and see, am I missing anything? Am I not seeing something? You know, I'm going to come back here. And that was just some pure red eye grabbing. I'm looking for the story, which is the color. And I'm letting my right brain be in charge. My left brain's taking a much needed little hike, little break.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, saying, okay, I got it. You feel like you know what you're doing. I see that.
You got it. They got this.
I don't really think that there's... Do we feel pretty happy with this?
I like it.
Let's see how... Oh, yeah, that's just really, really... It's just a lot of fun. It's just lovely. That's how you do that. Are you guys, like, kind of blown away by what you can do? I think we have to sign it. We don't have to sign it, but we could sign it.
That'd be a good thing to do.
Would that be a good thing to do?
I would like to see you sign it.
So I like to sign it. I like to find a way of signing my artwork that's not intrusive to the art. So that's something to think about. How do you sign and how does it blend into the painting? Is it additive or subtractive? You know, a lot of artists don't sign anymore, but then they're famous.
So you just...
So they're not my problems. I'm going to grab this is a silver ultra mini. It's a very good signing brush. And I'm going to get my glazing out. And I've got this nice little bit of lavender here that I already had sort of thinned. This is going to be about on detail brushes when you're trying to get fine lines. I'm using a mister to thin my paint. I'm looking for thin paint, right? There we go. Just looking for a color. I want something that'll just...
A gentle purple?
Yeah, I mean, it needs to show up, but I don't want it to, you know me. I like to be kind of like...
You're fussy.
Stealthy. So where do I want to put it? Maybe right here. This light. There we go. Such a light little signature. You need it to be legible. So here's the thing. If you're going to bother to sign, though, people do need to be able to read it. Because this is what's called providence in your painting.
A little highlight.
Yeah, I'm going to give it just a little highlight. Just so they're like, oh, because that's when they find it later at a garage sale. When they find my paintings later at somebody's garage sale.
What I think is going to be great is when they find it and you misspelled your own name. Sure.
Okay. Oh, I did, didn't I? Let me fix that. Thank you for catching that.
Well, you did it now. Now it's Sherpa. Sherpa.
I'm going to fix it all. Look at that. Taking it all out. Thank you for pointing out. Okay. So, trying again.
Dyslexia strikes.
Well, you know what? It's like then people they see this correction, they'll be like, we know it's real because she couldn't.
P.
Thank you, baby. Hope you're having fun in your studio,
you know what?
too.
You can join us in on the shenanigans at TheArtSherpa.com where we have live chat and forums, and Cinnamon is up there doing this kind of stuff.
You can share your artwork. It's a nice place to do it. The group, nice place to do it. TheArtSherpa.com,
Yep.
Instagram, Twitter.
Yep.
Hashtag ArtSherpa or TheArtSherpa.
Mm-hmm.
And
so if you're inside today on a snowy, blizzardy day and you're looking for something to do, we got a whole bunch of paintings out there. You should go check them out.
Some cool stuff coming up. And if you've just really been wanting to know how to do faces, please come join me for 2017's About Face Big Art Quest.
Uh-oh.
That was cool. That's what we were supposed to paint.
That was what we were painting.
Go ahead and share. I can't wait to see if you paint with me live. I think that's so awesome. Really love you guys, and I want to see you at the Easel really soon.
Oh my gosh, you got me going.